Well, let's get started. This is the first Monday of the month, so I did kind of want to go over. I haven't seen you guys in like 2 weeks. It's been busy. It's been 2 weeks. I just kind of wanted to see how did your month of May go for movement? What were your wins? What didn't go so well that you would like to change for the month of June? And we can start and just kind of talk about that. I will go first so you guys can think about it. The month of May has been kind of crazy. I think I did really well for the first 2 weeks of May of being consistent with movement. The third week I was out of town for 5 days. So I didn't do any strength training, but I did do a lot of walking and a lot of lifting, just like random stuff. That was out of my norm, so it could be counted as a strength training, like functional fitness. We were working on a ranch, so I was working with animals, so that's a lot of work, having to pick up animals and move them and stuff like that. So, and then the last part of May, it was just crazy busy because I knew we were going out of state. So I feel like with that being said, I was not as consistent as I thought I'd be. However, I'm not upset about it because I think it would have been too much for my body had I tried to do a strength training workout on top of everything else that I had going on. And sometimes you just have to be okay with that. So I was talking about it with Coach Molly, and she said, you did movement. It wasn't your planned movement, but you did movement. And sometimes you just have to be okay with that. So I'm being okay with that. So for the month of June, as of right now, it does not seem to be too busy on my calendar. So I plan on getting back into my strength training routine. As of right now, I do not foresee any issues popping up that will disrupt that, at least as of yet. So that was just kind of a recap of May, my plan for June. So I'd like to hear how it went for you ladies. How was the month of May and what is your plan for June?
My month of May was inconsistent all across the board. Was out of town for a week and a half, and then I've had a hard time getting back into anything. I am going on a bike riding trip in a week and a half, so I have been trying to do that. So I've been kind of ramping up my bike riding, but I've just been inconsistent with everything. So I just need a kick in the butt, and hopefully I can motivate myself to do that. But that's how my May went.
So you have your ride coming up. So you said in a week and a half. So basically the month of June, you'll be out of state, right? And
it's just for a week. I'm just
for a week. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I don't know. It's like the end of the school year, being gone. Just everything is just, I don't know. I just haven't gotten back into my groove, I guess. And it just feels like everything is off.
And knowing that you have a trip coming up too, I think you've done that trip before, right?
Yeah.
T-shirt. Oh,
that wasn't planned.
That's very cool. I like that. And it's okay. Like I totally understand if you're on vacation or something for a long term, like a week and a half, whatever it is that you said, it can be hard getting back into a routine. Baby steps, and just pick one thing. That's like the easiest thing that you can start. And it doesn't have to be movement. It could be water. Right. It could be something, right? Just picking one thing. Yeah. I think too, like, talk with your coach about when you come back from your trip. Like, what is that going to look like? You're probably going to be tired, would be my guess. Do you need a week of recovery to sleep, to make sure that you're eating well, making sure that you're recovering from your trip? Does it mean just walking for, your movement for a week until
Mhm.
you can feel like, just kind of plan that out with your coach, and just kind of figure out what that's going to look like for you when you get home from your bike ride.
Sure. And it just happens to be that I went on a big trip at the beginning of May. I'm going on a big trip in a week and a half. And like the time in between, I, trying to wrap my head around like being consistent just didn't go as planned.
Okay.
But it's life.
It's life. Like that's going to happen. It's totally going to happen. And that's okay. You learn to go with the flow and just say, like, well, now June's here. Let's do better. Where can we do better? And as June goes by, you're like, well, didn't quite go as planned. July is here. Let's just see how we can do a little bit better, right? It's all about doing 1% better.
Right.
We can't do 100% better because we're going to burn out. So we got to do 1% better.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll just add up. By the end of the year, you'll be 12% improved. So,
Okay.
right? So,
right.
Good job, Laura. And have fun on your trip.
Oh, thank you.
All right, who else would like to share?
I can figure out how to use my computer.
Oh, Terry's gone. She laughed. She's like, nope.
Yeah. May was hit or miss. And then June has been not real good. So when we come back from Florida, it takes me a while to get back.
Right.
I have not gotten back yet. But this afternoon I went up. My husband bought an old school. Long story, but we have a place where I can set up a gym because our basement is under construction. So I went up there this afternoon and got stuff set up. So my goal tomorrow is to start doing my Tori exercises. I did get my steps, all my steps today. So,
Good.
So I'm making progress, small baby steps, slow but steady.
So I'm curious, you said you're hoping that you cross your fingers, you can get it in. So what is it that's might be stopping you tomorrow?
As we speak, they're building our boat dock down at the boat ramp. Gotcha. And they're not going to get finished today. They should be done by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So if they get done, because today basically I went for a long walk, but not a 2.5 mile walk. But most of my steps was preparing food for them and taking the food down there to them. So yeah. So
yeah.
I've been serving people all day today, food.
Well, that's movement too, getting things ready and taking it down. So totally understandable.
So, but I mean, I'm encouraged because I actually went and set up my exercise area where I'm gonna do my Tori exercises. So good. That's a better step. I mean,
yeah,
at least it's ready, and I can make up excuses, but I don't really have really good ones now.
No.
So
that's a good start, at least getting it set up. So
yeah,
now you just have to get in there and do it. But
right.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
And it'll be nice when that project is done too.
Oh, it really will be. Yeah. In our basement. And then they start on the deck, and then, so we bought a house, 18 years ago that now needs a complete gutting. So we're gutting it.
Getting it done. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. So
all these years of you guys flipping houses, you guys are probably experts at
should be
renovating things.
We should be.
Oh goodness. Awesome. Carrie or Chelsea, you don't have to share. Like you guys, you don't have to share. I just encourage sharing. But if you want to pass, you can pass. Totally fine.
Hi. Sorry, I was actually driving.
Oh, that's okay.
This is the first time I've been able to hop on because I'm coming home from work. So, my month of May went okay. My biggest struggle was one of my workouts that I was doing. I struggled with it and I just don't know, whatever it was about it. I was struggling with it, and I finally feel like I've finally gotten a rhythm with them and understanding what I need to be doing and how to do the workouts. So that's been a win for me this month.
Good.
And I think my goal for June is I want to make sure I become more consistent walking on the weekends, because I do pretty well during the week with my movement, whether I walk or I ride my bike. Because I have to alternate because I have some issues with my foot. So that's kind of my goal, I think.
I like that. And I think the last time that we had chatted, you were trying to get into a rhythm with the workouts, trying to understand and not have to always stop and try to figure out what they were. And that's part of the beginning process. So I totally understand, but good job on sticking with it and not getting super frustrated. Hopefully you weren't super frustrated with it, but it is part of the beginner process and learning. So good job. And I like your plan for the weekends, because weekends is a time where we get so out of routine. Monday through Friday, we can be so on point with food and movement because we have a good routine and a good schedule. And then the weekend comes and it's like, what do we want to do? Like, our day is open. Let's do, or maybe not for everybody, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's different. And so you really have to plan your weekends. And it's almost like you have to be like super intentional about your weekends, because it can just go haywire so quickly. So I like that that's part of your plan for June, is moving more on the weekends.
Yeah.
It's a good plan. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Carrie, do you have anything you wanted to share?
Sure. And I waited till last because I am a fresh newbie here. This is not only the first time I've logged onto this, but I haven't even had my map my year meeting yet.
Oh my goodness, you are brand new.
I'm trying to immerse myself into this so I don't chicken out, I guess.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Fitness movement is not a problem for me. I used to be a competitive bodybuilder, so that has good things and bad things about it. Bad thing is that my knees are wrecked, which means walking is sometimes challenging for me, but I can modify cardio. I have a bike, and I can modify my strength training so that I can work around my racked up knees. So I usually don't have a problem with movement. What I do, like I said, I was sick all weekend. So I had my call with Christy, my first call with Christy. Welcome to the family. What is your goal going to be, your movement goal for the next 30 days? Well, I'm going to walk 30 minutes a day. And immediately after that phone call, I got sick. So I haven't been able to walk, and that makes me feel guilty. So, my problem is more of learning how to say it's okay. My goal for the next 30 days is to try to be consistent about my walking, because I live in a place that's very poor weather and it makes me depressed. So walking is actually helpful, even if the weather's terrible. And because I committed to that, but also to be okay if I can't do it for whatever day. Yeah. So my May was great. I was very consistent every day in May. And then I got sick, on June 2nd.
So do you live in Washington?
Yes, ma'am. I live in the lovely, miserable Western Washington, where we're not even going to have a summer this year.
Oh, well, I don't know how you guys do it up there.
I had to let go of my tomatoes today, and it was probably the hardest emotional thing I've done in years.
No.
I just had to say, it's not going to be a year for tomatoes.
That's a bummer.
It is.
That is really sad. Yeah. That really makes me sad now.
It's very sad. I grew them from little seedlings.
Oh.
Planted the little seed in the ground, watched them grow, and then never do anything.
So. And they never, that's too bad. I like your goals though. And you know, you mentioned that you feel guilty for not, you know, you told Christy you were going to do XYZ and then it didn't happen. That was completely out of your control. Like, you didn't ask to get sick. So, you know, totally don't feel guilty about that at all. It happens. And like you're doing is you're just putting you're recognizing it, which is good. And now you know what to do to put it into action for this month. And I like your goal of walking, and even, yes, the sun gives you the vitamin D. The vitamin D is what, you know, gives us our happy hormones. So getting outside, even when the weather is nasty, can be super helpful with moods and, you know, gosh, there was something else that you said and I don't remember what it was, and I was going to comment on it. You said you were a bodybuilder at one point, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, strength training will probably comes fairly easy for you, which is very good. Cool. Very cool. I like it. I'm curious to see, once you have your map your year call, which direction Christy will have you go. And I'm excited for you too, because hopefully we can get you going into a good solid like routine with Fitme that year. So what do you do like with strength training though? You said that you could modify, but what is it that your program looks like right now?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I had some background noise.
Your strength training program, what does that look like right now?
I actually, you know, even though I don't have the expensive equipment, I actually really like the Peloton app. They have a couple of really good strength training instructors there. And the thing about me is, because of my former habits and my little bit of dangerous knowledge, I overdo it. And so I have a tendency to go balls to the wall and then recover in 2 weeks because I can't move. And so this is allowing me to, it's actually forcing me to slow down and do things in gradual steps, which is much better for me. You know, I used to be a competitive bodybuilder. I have not been consistent my whole life, and menopause kind of threw me way out. So, you know, I have a lot of ground to make up, but I need to do that in a mindful way instead of just throwing my body that's not 20 years old anymore into something that I can't do, and probably shouldn't have even been doing at 20. So
yeah, that's what you said that I was thinking about, was that your goal is to not feel guilty or not feel like you have to do it all, like allowing yourself to take a day off, a rest day, and be okay with it. That can be very much a struggle for quite a few people. I came from the CrossFit world. That is a big struggle for CrossFitters. They don't like to take days off. They think their rest day is like running a mile, or I'm just going to go jump on the rower for like 30 minutes. I'm going to go run. I'm like, that's not a rest day. You're still doing something. So I definitely had to work at getting out of that mindset as well, of being okay, of not doing anything, and allowing, you know, going for a walk is totally fine. Like that is the best recovery. Like if you have a rest recovery day, going for a walk is awesome. There are times though where there's some individuals who need a legit rest day where you're just not moving because you need that, and that's okay too. So I'm excited for you, Carrie. We're glad you're here, and thank you for hopping on this evening. Like I said, I don't normally do my calls from a hotel room and scrambling through an elevator trying to get on a call. Really quick, I wanted to chat. Oh my gosh, time already flew by. Were any of you able to hop on the Sunday call last night? No, I should remember you did. So good job, Laura. If you have not, that's okay. You can, they record it, so you can always go back and listen to the recording. Again, that's on the Fitme cheat sheet. So you have to go back on the cheat sheet to try and find it. If you want, I can put the link in here for you if I can find it. But anyways, if you
if you have the app, like
is
if
it
you
in
have
the
the Fitme, it's in the app. You have to go under your coach's picture and then tap on it, and then you'll see Christy's picture and Brooke's picture, and Brooke posts it in the Fitme app.
That's right. She does post it. In the
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I find it.
Yeah, she's really good about doing that every week.
She's very good. Yeah.
If, however, you need the link to the cheat sheet, there it is. You guys can take that too. Save it to your phones. But the topic last night was really good, and it was about confidence from strength training. She did talk about getting confidence to strength training, because sometimes when for us who are starting with strength training, we're brand new to it, we don't have that confidence going into strength training. It's kind of overwhelming for some of us, and we have to build up that confidence to get to, you know, to the point where we're comfortable picking up weights. The topic that Christy talked about was kind of the opposite of us who have been doing strength training for just a little bit of time. What confidence has that brought you? And so it's a good topic to talk about. And it's just something to think about, like in your goals. And if you've been doing some strength training, have you become confident in different things in different ways because of your strength training? There is some individuals who said that it just made them feel really good in their clothes. It made them feel really good looking in the mirror. They can see their muscle definition. Being able to be more independent, not always having to rely on their husband or boyfriend to have to come help them lift heavy, or they were able to lift something heavy and help their husbands, you know. So it just kind of felt that little bit of independence because they're feeling strong. It gave them that confidence, but it was because of strength training that brought that confidence. So that was the topic of last night, and it was a really good conversation. So if you have not listened to it, then I highly recommend you go back and just listen and just kind of think about it for you in the journey that you're on. So anyways, is there anything that you ladies want to talk about, or maybe that you're struggling with movement, or do you have a good plan for the month of June, you feel like? Yeah, I think all you ladies have a good plan for the month of June. Awesome. Don't forget, Wednesday night is call with Coach Leah. She does food. She talks about nutrition and meal planning and all the things food. She's so good at it. So if you need help in that area, be sure to jump on Wednesday nights. Don't ask me what time, because I don't know. I don't know the time on that one. Do you know, Terry? I don't have that one memorized. Hold on.
It's 8 o'clock my time.
9 o'clock East, 6:06 Pacific, and 9 Eastern.
Yeah,
There you
8
go.
cents.
There we
Yep.
go. And then the Sunday call with Christy. So awesome. Awesome, ladies. Well, thank you for hopping on. I will give your e-reading back to you. And I hope you ladies have a good week. I'll chat with you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.